So, good evening, everybody. We are here from the EIZOC platform together for being a part of the webinar EIZOC Ophthalmic Research and Publication Initiative ORPI webinar series number 15. I am Dr. Swaraj Bhattacharjee, Honorary General Secretary of the EIZOC, speaking on behalf of the EIZOC Secretariat. ORPI will be giving us a guideline for the young generation to come up with the research and publication initiative, which in turn will improve the academic activities. And as a whole, with this type of program, the bond between the different states of the IJOC will be tightened. Through IJOC, Eastern India is gaining its position and repute in the National Ophthalmic Forum under the able guidance of our President, Dr. Pranab Ranjan sir. Our Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik, has framed the webinar in a meticulous way, supported and guided by the Chief Coordinator, Dr. BNR Subudhi sir, and Coordinator, Dr. Santosh Mahapatro. We had an advisor, none other than First President of the AIOS, Dr. Ajit Babu Machi. Today's topic is scientific writing. The speaker will be Dr. Barun K. Nayak, First President of the AIOS from PD Hinduja Hospital, Mumbai. Of course, he is originally from Eastern India only. And the session will be moderated by Dr. Sharmista Behera and Dr. Pranita Shahai. We had a galaxy of panelists who are the masters and authority in the field of scientific publication, led by Dr. Prafulla Moharana, DOS Secretary, Dr. Deepak Mishra, Dr. Sudipta Ghosh, Dr. Chandana Chakrabarti. Also, we had a good number of young ophthalmologists who will be discussant of the program, and their interaction will surely make the program a successful one. My request to the young ophthalmologists to please open your video so that you can have a lively interaction. We are continuing with this type of webinar regularly. Lastly, our annual conference EIZOCon 24 will be at Kalimpong on 29th, 30th November and 1st December. I extend my invitation to all our esteemed faculties to join and be a part of the great event. Thank you so much, and over to our President, Dr. Pranab Ranjan sir, for the welcome address. Over to Pranab sir.
Thank you, Dr. Swaraj Bhattacharjee. At the forefront and at the beginning, I would like to extend the support of EIZOC to the ongoing struggle because of the crime which was committed in Kolkata. So EIZOC stands for elimination of such crimes. We stand for safety of women folk, not only for the doctors, for everybody across India, across the world. And for that, on the 12th itself, we had written a letter to the President of India and to the Chief Minister of West Bengal. We also supported the movement of Indian Medical Association on a strike, and we fully support the cause for which the medicos and other people, the civic society is fighting for. And with these words, I would like to welcome everyone for this research publication program number 15. The topic today, as mentioned by Dr. Swaraj, is scientific writing, and we have the speaker, an expert speaker, eminent speaker in Dr. Barun Kumar Nayak. The session will be moderated by Dr. Sharmista Behera and Dr. Pranita Shahai. We have an extremely expert panel in Dr. Sujata Das, Dr. Prafulla Maharana, Dr. Deepak Mishra, Dr. Sudipta Ghosh, and Dr. Chandana Chakrabarti. And we have among the discussants postgraduates and residents from almost various medical colleges and institutions of the East. I also wish to extend my acknowledgement to Dr. Chatra Jayadev, who has been the mentor of this program, Dr. BNR Subudhi, the coordinator, Dr. Santosh Mahapatra, the co-coordinator, our secretary, Dr. Swaraj Bhattacharya, and Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik, for their constant and regular support. And with these words, I also welcome our President-elect, Dr. Jayanto Barua, sir. With these words, I welcome the audience and everyone to have a very, very interesting and interactive and useful webinar. So it's over to Dr. BNR Subudhi sir. And before that, we have our Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik, we can have a few words from Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik sir before BNR Subudhi sir, you take over. Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik.
Thank you, sir. President, sir, and Secretary IJF, the coordinator of the program, Professor Vijay sir, and the speaker of today's evening, Dr. Varun Nayak, sir. I welcome all of you, all the panelists and moderators for this program. Actually, I was inspired by Dr. Varun Nayak, sir, because during his past tenure as editor IJO, he conducted the first program on research methodology and scientific writing at Mumbai. I attended that program. It is well back in around 1998, 99 or so. So since from that day, I was inspired to conduct this type of programs in our different forums. We had it in Research Society, and also now we are successfully conducting under EIZOC banner with the able guidance of Professor BNR Subudhi. So with these few words, I welcome today's, and now I request Professor BNR Subudhi to carry forward the program.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Patnaik.
Dr. Subudhi sir, can we have a word from Dr. Chaitra Jaydev if she is there?
I think she is there. Dr. Chaitra, are you there? Dr. Chaitra?
No, Chaitra is not there. She is lovely.
No, she has already left. Huh? She told me.
Earlier. Yes, Subudhi sir, please.
I think my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So once again, I welcome you all to our EIZOC ORPI programs. As you know, these programs' main purpose is to stimulate youngsters, particularly residents, to start writing and publication in the journals. So as you know, it is continuing. We are continuing these programs in the last 2 years, more than 2 years, you can say, but there is a short break for 6 to 8 months because of so many factors. And if we revived recently, and we had 4 programs before this today's program, and we had the speaker, Dr. Jyotirmay Vishwas, how to read an original article, and we had another episode with Dr. Bharat Gurnani, how to initiate and generate interest research and publications, and next Dr. Sabyasachi Sengupta, choosing the right journal for the publication, and last session was to Professor Vanati, how to be a good thesis candidate and how to be a good thesis guide. So these are the last 4 episodes. Now today we have the ORPI 15 episode by none other than the great Dr. Varun Kumar Nayak, and everybody knows him, and he's a well-known figure in the AIOS and all India and also internationally famous. He's one of the best person to come to this program today, and I thank Dr. Chaitra to choose him. And when I called him, he accepted without an hesitation to come to our program. Thank you, Dr. Varun Nayak, coming to this program. I welcome you to this program. This is our team. I thank again our President, Dr. Pranab Ranjanji, Dr. Secretary, Dr. Suraj Bhattacharya, and Chairman, Scientific Committee, Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik, to initiate this program. And this is the brainchild of Sabyasachi Patnaik, I could say. He started this name ORPI for this program. And we selected mentor Dr. Chaitra. Chaitra is with us always in these programs, and she's really a gem for all of us. She selects very good topics and very good speakers for this program. Thank you, Dr. Chaitra. I welcome you to this program, today's program. And I always take cue from my co-coordinator, Dr. Santosh Mahapatra, is always with me in these programs. So already speaker is there with us. Our moderators will introduce him. I will not tell much about him. He is a very well-known figure in Indian ophthalmology. And today's moderator, Dr. Sarmishta Beharas, is the Professor Bimsar, Odisha, and Dr. Pradita Sai, the young, dynamic Assistant Professor, Guru Nanak Eye Center, New Delhi. Panelists already explained by predecessors like Dr. Pranab has already Dr. Sujata Das from LBPI Bhubaneswar, Dr. Papul Bana from AIMS, Delhi, Dr. Deepak Mishra from BHU, Dr. Srita Ghosh from Kolkata, and also Dr. Chandra Chakrabarti from Professor HOD National Medical College, Kolkata. And today's enthusiastic youngsters, we got more than 10, I would say that 10 has been on the board, and still there are 2-3 people that are waiting along with these people. Dr. Swati Gautam from BHU, Dr. Anjani Agarwal from Assam, Dr. Susmita Bhuya from Assam again, Dr. Alok Ranjan from MKC Medical College, and Dr. Subhasri Sahu from MKC Medical College, Berhampur, Dr. Sonali Sai from Sundargarh, Dr. Pankaj Shukla from Bhagalpur, Dr. Ankita Swai from Cuttack, Dr. Satyavada Das from Kolkata, and Dr. Disha Samdra from Cuttack. Besides that, we have 3 more students from Rishikesh, AIMS Rishikesh. So all these people will be now interacting with our panelists, moderators, with the speakers in the coming half an hour or 45 minutes. So in these few words, I welcome you all to this program, and I welcome all the viewers also to this program. And I think it will be one of the wonderful programs today with our speaker, Dr. Barun Kumar Naik. Thank you very much. Now it's over to our moderator, Dr. Sarmishta, to introduce our speaker today.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I will just say about him, I am having a little problem. Sir, I'll just read out. Dr. Barun Kumar Naik, he is the head of ophthalmology department at PD Hinduja National Hospital and MRC, Mumbai, since the last more than 35 years. A postgraduate of the prestigious RP Center, AIMS New Delhi. His area of interest is anterior segment and glaucoma. He was editor of Indian Journal of Ophthalmology for 6 years, 2005 to 2011. He is the founder editor of Journal of Clinical Ophthalmology and Research, JCOR. He is also founder chief editor of Global Journal of Cataract Surgery and Research in Ophthalmology. He was past president, All India Ophthalmological Society. He is currently the president of Glaucoma Society of India and Manual Small Incision Cataract Surgery. He has more than 100 publications in both peer-reviewed and non-peer-reviewed journals and has conducted multiple instruction courses, research methodology workshops, performed live surgeries and delivered talks in national and international fora. His firm belief is that everyone should be a comprehensive ophthalmologist even in this era of super specialization. He was awarded Asia-Specific Distinguished Service Medal at the World Ophthalmic Congress 2014 at Tokyo. He has been conferred International Master Teacher Award and has won a gold medal for his outstanding performance by Bombay Ophthalmologists Association, apart from various other awards. Welcome, sir. And over to you, sir, to start. Over to Pranita. Dr. Pranita.
Yes, ma'am. I think, ma'am, that we have, thank you, Dr. Barun, sir, for agreeing to present on this platform. And I think it will be a pleasure for all of us to hear from you on this topic. And as important is it to conduct a research, so is it to present it in a proper way and to have a proper write-up for the same. And I'm sure sir is going to give us a elaborate overview on this same topic. And thank you, Dr. Subudhi sir and Dr. Swaraj sir and everyone from the EIZOC team for giving me this opportunity to be here as well. Over to you, sir, for your presentation.
Thank you, everyone. And good evening, everyone. I am really thankful to this EIZOC for giving me this opportunity. And this is a subject which really is very close to my heart. So just without any, and definitely I appreciate the initiative, nice initiative taken up by EIZOC. And yes, I will share my screen. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes. But the slide mode, go to the slide mode.
No, slide, yeah, slide mode. I'm just अरे ये क्या आ गया? I think I'll stop and then again I will share. Now it's just why.
Still not slide mode.
You can
Yeah,
just
it's not just a minute. I'm just.
get full screen from the bottom.
अरे नहीं यार, ये क्या आ जाता है? Maybe I tried sharing earlier. It was, yeah, but what has?
And on share, sir, again, please open and share again. That will be.
Yeah,
You can
I'll
log out.
yeah, I think I will log out.
Yes, that is better.
Yeah, log out and log in again, sir.
And on share, sir, again, please open and share again. That will be.
Yeah, yeah, I think I will log out.
Yes, that is better.
Yeah,
Then
log out
meanwhile,
and
if
log
we
in
have
again.
some discussants here, we can have a discussion with the students if they have logged in.
Yeah.
On share, sir, again, please open and share again.
Yeah, yeah, I think I will log out.
Yes, that is better.
Meanwhile, if we have some discussants here, we can have a discussion with the students if they have logged in.
इससे कंटिन्यू करो, छोटा सा चलेगा.
Yeah, I'm just.
Let it be.
Why it is not coming in slide mode? Slide show.
राहुल जी, सर का क्या प्रॉब्लम है देखिए.
हाँ नहीं, अभी एक मिनट, अभी पहले मैं नहीं, अभी अच्छा, एक पहले मैं शेयर पे, हाँ, एंटायर नहीं, इसमें आ रहा है शेयर, एक राइट हैंड कॉर्नर में शेयर आ रहा है बटन, लेफ्ट हैंड पे शेयर साउंड और ये सब आ रहा है, वो तो नहीं. नहीं शेयर पे तो
आ गया सर, आ गया।
एक सेकंड,
ऊपर
ये ना यहाँ
फ्रॉम करंट स्लाइड,
ये नहीं, वही मैं कर रहा था लेकिन वो हो नहीं रहा, वही मैं
स्लाइड ऊपर में फ्रॉम करंट स्लाइड है जो
ऊपर
फ्रॉम
तो वो हो जाएगा, राइट से हो जाएगा।
ऐसे रहने दो, लेट इट बी ओके,
Left upper corner.
नहीं वो भी मूव नहीं कर रहा है, वही दिक्कत। स्टॉप शेयर। हाँ
Sir, after the animation, there is a written slideshow. After the animation, on the top margin, design template.
छोटा सा भी ठीक था।
नहीं इसको क्लोज ही कर दो।
बोल sir.
स्टॉप शेयर। हाँ
Sir,
नहीं अभी तो क्लोज।
there is a written slideshow. After animation, on the top margin.
नहीं अगर अच्छा पीपीटी क्लोज किया फिर मैं अगर नया खोल रहा हूँ इसको, हाँ कर दिया। एक सेकंड पहले, हाँ शेयर अभी उसमें वही स्क्रीन से कुछ आ रहा है, बेसिक विंडो एप्लीकेशन। हाँ हाँ ये अच्छा देखते हैं। हाँ अभी हुआ, थैंक यू। थैंक यू। Sometimes
I
it
think
is,
we can see by this, na?
yeah,
So,
okay.
So,
Okay, thank you everyone once again, and sorry about this problem in the beginning. Sometimes these problems. Okay, the scientific writing, because there is one. Yeah, am I audible?
yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay.
सूरज भाई आपको
So-
तो म्यूट करो सूरज। हाँ yes, please proceed.
Yeah. So for scientific writing publication, there is no magic formula. First of all, you have to have something new to say, means some research. Then only you will be able to publish. Because remember the maxim of Scott Fitzgerald, who says, write because you have something to say. Something to say means something new to say, not because you want to say something, because everyone wants to say something. Now, the articles, medical articles are considered to be dull articles. So why do we write? To impress others, to gain recognition, or gain promotion, get promoted? But answer is no. It is basically for the advancement of science. So why do we write? To convey an idea from your head to the reader's head. Because to infect the mind of the reader with your idea, remember, the greatest ideas are literally worthless if you keep them to yourself. Papers are more durable than thoughts and ideas. And if you have done a research, then it should be published, because research you have done means something new you have done and you have found out something. Because it is unethical to enroll patients and do research and not to publish, and unethical to receive grant and not publish. So, and failure to publish restrains future grants. So basically, in nutshell, if you have done a research, you must publish, because published material has wide audience and permanent archiving. It is immortal. But there has to be a research and followed by proper scientific writing. Now this is about research. It will be some other day, or it must have been discussed before, the various aspects of research. So you have done a research, means in research, what do? you have a problem and you have an answer based on your research. So you know what do you want to say. Then the next question is, so what? I want to say something, but is it worth saying? If the answer is yes, then the question comes where to send and in what format and how to write. Because without publication, science will not progress and science is dead. But also remember, the man of science appears to be the only person who has something to say just now, and the only man who does not know how to say it. This is a great editor, Sir James Berry, had said this. So, conveying an idea, what are the steps? Means here is a problem in the form of your research questions. It is an interesting problem, then only you will do research. It is an unsolved problem, that's why you are doing research, because if it is already known, why would you do research? Then when you write, then here is my idea, then my idea works, that you have found out with the research. And here is how my idea compares with other people's ideas. So all this is in nutshell what you write in paper. But unless the study has been done, writing cannot be done. If the study is sound, poor writing should not come in the way of publication leading to rejection. And same James Belly, editor, that what do journals want? That clearly written paper have a better chance of acceptance. So it means the message is clear that the paper has to be written very clearly, edit very carefully, because most of the journal articles, the chances of publications are hurt by, as per again James Bailey, that unprofessional presentation, improper organization, numerous grammatical and spelling mistakes, not formatting the paper properly, and omitting citations. So what do journal want? Absolutely positive have a research question, because if I am editor, then I will first of all I will see what is the research question and where will I find out in the last part of the introduction. So if the research question is interesting, everything will fall in line. And research question means you should see that that's why the formulation of research question is very critical. And in any intervention trial, it goes by the mnemonics 5 letter PCOT mnemonic. P for population. What population study has been done? What intervention have you studied? What was the comparator? And what was outcome? And what was the time frame? Now I'll just give you one example that where this is sentence, published article. Aim of the study was to evaluate and compare the endothelial cell loss in phacoemulsification with ACM without OVDs as compared to that in phacoemulsification with OVDs alone in immediate post-operative period in patients with senile cataract. Now, if you start looking minutely, all 5 elements which I said is there in this. That P, population, patient with senile cataract, that is the population. Then the next was I, intervention. It's phacoemulsification with ACM without OVD. And the PCOT, C, compared to what? Phacoemulsification with OVDs alone. So means you are comparing without OVD with OVD. And what is the outcome measure? O. Outcome measure is endothelial cell loss. And what is the time frame? In immediate post-operative period. In one sentence, all 5 elements are there. So this not necessary that always you write in one sentence. Sometimes you can make it 2 sentences also. Apart from, so this is the most important because this will impress the reviewer, this will impress the editor, and then if they get interested based on the research question, then the further things they will proceed and look for your article in detail, minute detail. What are the other elements? The article is usually written in the form of IMRAD. I stands for introduction, means what question was asked. M for method, how was it studied? R for result, what was found, and D for discussion, what is the conclusion. Apart from this, title, abstract, keywords, and references. So all elements are important. Title, don't think that title, whatever title I want, I will just put it. Because when you write a paper, you want that your paper should be picked up by other researchers. They will not read your article. First of all, they will search some keywords in your title. So the title, you have to be really so clever enough that you means it will be read by all. It should be attractive, should be meaningful, should convey the gist and include the keywords so that if someone is searching, it can be easily. Then comes the after, suppose your title is interesting and I am doing some research and I am looking for various publications, sorted out certain based on certain search, suppose 25 articles based on the title. Now the next thing, what if I want to read further into that, then I will go into the abstract. So after a title, it will be abstract will be read by majority. Therefore, it should be complete, should convey the most interesting and most important part of the work. Means it doesn't mean that abstract should contain everything, because it's a word count limit, either 150 or 250 word counts. So you cannot put up everything, but at least the most interesting and important part should be there. Same format as text, IMRAD, means flow is the same, structured or unstructured, and Medline accepts only 250 words. So journal usually gives that limitation, that this is the limit of word count. Don't exceed that limit, because the Medline, the after, say, suppose you have put 255 words, word count. After 250, in case the article is accepted and published with that, 250 words they will upload, and last 5 sentences, the 5 words will be omitted. Maybe that will be the most interesting and most conveying part of your abstract. So we have to be careful. Then comes introduction. Introduction is what is your question, the review. So it means what do we know already based on your literature search. The claim, what knowledge is lacking. Based on your review of literature, you will write that what is the thing what is known and what is lacking, what is the lacunae. And then your agenda means research question, how do you intend to bridge this gap in knowledge? But remember, introduction should be short. What we know, what we don't know, what is the controversy or lacunae, so why we did this study, and at the end, research question, which is the aim of your study. A common mistake, too lengthy, writing textbook knowledge. These are superfluous. Review of all literature, only relevant to your research. End with quick summary of own result. Summary means the result is not the part of introduction. So should evolve around your research question only. Then method, M for method, IMRAD. How did you address your question? Provide all the information needed for someone else to repeat everything you have done. So it should be that complete, but it should not be, means it doesn't give you liberty to write as much as lengthy as possible. So you should write in a manner that it should be complete, the minimum words, and someone wants to repeat this based only after reading only this, they should be able to do the same study if they want to. Usually you have to write subject, what are the subjects you are including, inclusion, exclusion criteria. It should be elaborate. What was done is the study design. What population means who, and when, what was the time frame, where, what was the, whether hospital based or community or whatever. Then detailed procedure, how. Now certain inadvertent omission which you should not. The ethical approval these days is a must. The sample size calculation, how did you calculate the sample size? Then randomization, how did you do the randomization? Because you might be thinking, I have done randomization, you write randomization, but it may not be the correct method of randomization. And how did you do blinding? Means mask, double mask or single mask. Also questionnaire, if it involves questionnaire, must be given as appendix. Then interventions, clinical assessment and statistical methods, all this you should mention in the material and method. Then the result comes, the result, IMRAD, IMR. What was the answer? Give the fact. Summarize, explain and visualize these results for your reader. Means even if the results are not showing as per your expectations, it doesn't mean that you should make up for your expectation and just alter the result. No, that is, if you are doing it, probably you will be doing great injustice to mankind, because based on your research, based on your finding, based on your results, people will further do some research, or even sometimes they even change the mode of management of a particular condition. So you should not, whatever you have got, just present it exactly the same. Don't try to make up. If you miss that, that is probably it's not acceptable at all. Don't repeat results, because journal articles, the space is at premium. So whatever can be written in text, don't repeat in, also duplicate in tables, also in figures. Like thesis is okay because there you have to fill in pages, but not in publication, journal publication. Avoid duplication. Tell the story without diversion and do not draw conclusion in results. That will come in the discussion part. Describe a study sample, means univariate analysis, how many had what, bivariate analysis, relation between intervention outcome, and multivariate analysis after considering the confounders. And always, because all results outcome is based on the p-value, because something may appear that this is better, this is superior, this is inferior, but that has no place in science or research. Ultimately, you do a statistical test, and p-value, if you got significant, means 0.05 or less, then it is significant. If not, then it is not significant. But if p-value, sometimes you get p is 0.000001, something like that. Don't write that. So you should write, if it is less than 0.001, then write p less than 0.001, and otherwise write the exact p-value. Statistical significant difference that between group exists or does not exist. So don't write that although this reading was showing better outcome than this, but statistically it was not significant. So because here then the reader gets confused. So you have to give the findings and whatever the statistical tests say, that one. When you are writing data in the result section, you have to, because you cannot write entire raw data. So central tendency, mean, median, based on your type of data, spread, standard deviation range, interquartile range, and precision, standard error, and 95% confidence interval. Because these days, 95% confidence interval, probably all journal want that it should be there for every calculation. And table and graph should be complete, should be, is not say too many. They should be able to stand alone, because it should not that you have to read something else text to understand the table. If someone just reads only the table, they should understand what does it indicate. Abbreviation used should be expanded as a footnote for each table and graph, and try to make it simple, don't make it too complex. This I will bypass, and this is also similar. Then comes the discussion part, and in that, of course, the statistical analysis, already I told you, whatever statistical test you are doing, you have to decide before starting a study, based on your type of data and type of study design, that which statistical test will fit in, that you write in material and method, decide before the starting of the research. Then you do the same test, not that, oh, this test is not showing significance, so let me try some other test. There are so many tests. If you do some other tests, something may show significance. That is not the correct way of doing result analysis. Discussion is the most difficult section to write. Summary of what was found, why it is important, and it should address the aim stated in the introduction. Not nothing beyond the aim of the study. That say like our result indicate that, or the result from this study showed that, or the purpose of the study was this and we found this, and then you proceed further. Subsequent paragraph should discuss how it supports or refutes the current knowledge, give probable explanation if it refutes. If it is in line with the previous some research, then you simply say it's matching with that. But if it is something refuting, then you have to give probable explanation why it is happening like that. In penultimate paragraph, you must write strength and weaknesses of your study. And final paragraph, conclusion, future direction based on your study and impact on current understanding, because some of the journals, they want separately to be written what is the impact on the current understanding, because this is the most important part for the article to get accepted. The conclusion should not be generalized. Whatever your population you have done, only that population you should write in your conclusion, and should not be unjustified conclusion. Because usually we have a tendency, everyone has tendency, that you found something and then you generalize the result in your conclusion, not accepted, and should not end with we are now investigating further or further studies are needed. Probably then the editor will think, then why publish this? Then do further study and then come back to me. And references also equally important, should be accurate, include most important, recent and relevant ones, and only the published articles or books. Never quote second hand, that in one article you got hold of one reference. Without reading that, you should not quote that. And limit, journals put up some limit number of references. And in study, better don't think that okay, now study is over, now I'll sit and in 2 hours I will complete the writing. No. Means whenever you are means whenever you're doing the research, that time also means for every part, means introduction part, material method, result and discussion, you keep some folder. And because sometimes some ideas must be hovering around your mind, that why it is this, why should, means what do we expect or something, whatever it is, then the explanation will also come to you. Then that you just make a point, make a sheet and put in that folder. When you are writing at the end, then after completion of your writing, open that folder and then you see whatever is the every sheet, that this sheet, if it is useful, include that part explanation or whatever. If it is not, it is useless, then throw it away. So this is how you will improve your writing. And always the revision then is a must, because without revising and revising and revising, your article cannot improve. Because yourself also, if you will read your article immediately after completing the write-up, you will not find any mistake. But after say maybe 1 month, you keep it in the background, then read again, then you will say, this I have written, how come I have written this? This is wrong, this is wrong. You will pick up so many mistakes yourself. And also you have some good friend who can read it properly, tell them to read that and give their critical comment, genuine. Now, actual writing is not that being so in writing. Do you usually do everything at once or one thing at a time? You cannot do multitasking as these days people do. Are you a list maker? Yes. You should be chart drawer. Yes. And write clearly. This earlier also I said, someone had said that official language of science is not English. It is bad English. So use simple language and avoid jargons, and use active form wherever it is possible. And once you start, you will definitely go there. And some general aspect, plain English, topic sentence, create a flow. Statement should be clear, avoid repetitions, and avoid tautology. And short sentences. and always write in means it's active voice, and use first person where necessary. We examine, not that our current proposal or it was examined by not like that. So it will be active form. And when you have written this article, then sometimes you want to improve that article. So what you should do must, of course, you will use dictionary, use also thesaurus, but don't overuse it. But definitely, if you sensibly, if you use, you will improve your writing. Like just one example, someone wanted to give a recommendation letter for adoption of a baby. So thought that I will write the couple are warm, good people with a big heart. Of course, it's a good reference for adoption. But then he thought, let me use thesaurus. And what came out by using different words, the humans are pre-cooked, precious Homo sapiens with a full-size aortic pump. So don't make it like that. And draft, multiple draft, then final draft and submit. And acceptance criteria is important subject, message new and original, relevant to journal readers, well presented and interesting, covers a topical subject and covers a neglected area, and the chances of publication will be high. And always accept, rejection is not the end of the world. Expect a rejection letter or a recommendation to revise extensively, because do not accept repeat too quickly, and study reviewers' comments thoroughly and consider revising and resubmitting the paper. Not that all whatever comments have been given you agree. If you disagree, that also give explanation. And one thing you remember, the fluorescein angiography, which was so important test. The first article, the first time when Novotny Elvis in 60s submitted this article to ophthalmology journal, it was rejected. And later on, it got published in a journal named Circulation. And then later on, fluorescein angiography became so important test in ophthalmology. And make an effort to incorporate the referee's suggestion. So don't just discard it. But if the reasons for that, then definitely yes. And sometimes authors feel that the referee was stupid. He didn't understood my paper. So if a stupid referee misunderstood your paper, it is your fault. You have not written correctly. Do not attack referees and do not get angry. Write a detailed response to each comment. Right? And the writing should be, you have to package the message. So what papers you want to read, which is short, substantive and clear, the same way you also write for others like that. And there are two models of clarity. The earlier it was Quintilian model, which is clear writing is writing that can be understood. But now we follow Woodford model, which is clear writing is writing that cannot be misunderstood. Means it should be understood and also cannot be misunderstood. Now, it's important to use most easily understood word, because we are not literary people. So someone wrote like this: to put it bluntly, the medical profession and its suzerain health system can no longer plan and operate as an amorphous farrago of services in a splendid isolation from society's imprimatur. Now the four colored letters which I have highlighted, because of these four letters, no one can understand from us what it is written. Now the dictionary meaning of all those four letters, once you replace that, then the bottom one becomes like this. Put it bluntly, the medical profession and its feudal health system can no longer plan and operate as an ill-organized hodgepodge of services in splendid isolation from society's approval. So the lower one is scientific writing, upper one is literary writing, not for us. And three considerations about the reader. What they already know, leave that out. There is no need to write in that paper. What they need to know, include that. And what they want to know, order and emphasize that. So you have to be really cleverly, you have to catch the reader's strategy or reader's mentality. And always, I'm repeating every time that simple sentences, because it's easier to write, can be moved around as a unit of if necessary. Harder to make grammatical mistakes with simple sentences. Message is clear and easy to understand. And plagiarism, passing off another work as your own, is the plagiarism. So you should avoid at all cost. And if you have to quote this, always cite that, or if you are verbatim you are copying, it should be put up in inverted comma. So those care you have to take that. And last but not the least, be honest. Do not fabricate data. This again I am repeating, because editors, reviewers, and readers are smart enough to pick up any discrepancies in your study. Truth always prevails. And if someone got interested after this talk in writing and wants to read more, then you can note these two references books. They are all very low priced book, around 300 rupees or 400 rupees. But if you read that, it's a very simple writing, and your writing will definitely improve if you are researcher and want to write more articles in this journal, many articles in journal. Thank you very much for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful and elaborate lecture of yours. I'm sure it's the students and residents, especially who must be attending this class, must have gained all the basic aspects that are very crucial for any scientific paper writing. So, Shamishta, ma'am, any questions from your end? So just to add on few points onto that, sir. So with the recent advances in our artificial intelligence, so there are a lot of software that have also come up, like ChatGPT, and a lot of residents are now using these softwares for writing the manuscript. So, sir, what's your take on that?
It take help, but not too much. But if you have taken help, then acknowledge at the end that I have taken help of ChatGPT in writing the manuscript.
I think a lot of journals are now also taking a declaration whether you have used an online software.
Yes, so if the journal doesn't want, then you should not take that help, because if you have taken help, it can be easily picked up. It's not that it is not.
Yeah, so there are even softwares like Grammarly, which are you can take up paid subscriptions for them. They do a very nice grammar and for the entire manuscript, and can help you in improving your these manuscripts.
No, there are professional writers also. There are professional writers. You give
it's going to be expensive than
yes.
Any
comment from my side?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, all. Nice to be a part of this webinar. First and foremost, before writing an article, what we need to know is about the documentation of each and every case and collection of data, which is very important in our system. Maybe because of the lack of infrastructure, or maybe because of the lack of system in institutions, or maybe because of the lack of knowledge as to how to document certain cases regarding their age and their ethnicity, or so on and so forth. And clinical photography, if you have any kind of intervention doing or something, that's a for postgraduates, everybody, in fact for us also, documentation and data collection is very important. Then only we can compile everything and find out the research and then write an article. So that was my just one simple point for this.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable comments and valuable opinion. So if anybody else from the panelists, ma'am, would you like to add on or raise any questions to sir?
No question. Very nice talk. Because if students are there, I just wanted to tell that people say you can start from case report. I don't completely agree, but you can start with review article, especially if you are doing a thesis. Since we have many PG students, I just wanted to tell that try to publish the review your thesis. And while doing thesis, anyway, you do your review of literature. So that can be review article, not necessarily case report. Like Dr. Sudipta mentioned that you need to document. That is most important. And try to learn some basic statistics because you need help of statistician. But simple statistics, I think there are short courses available. Anybody can do that course. So statistics is a must. It may not be complex statistics. You need help of statistician definitely. But try to do basic statistics at least by yours. Otherwise, it is difficult.
Yeah, because there are a lot of online softwares also that are freely available on Google, like you have social statistics and other platforms, wherein if you have a proper data documentation, you can just copy paste your Excel data and it can give you a nice, at least you can do the pair T test and the chi-square test and the basic test you want to do for the study. Sir,
No, but one advice I will give that about she very nicely pointed out about the thesis work, because thesis, one thing that it's a responsibility of the guide. First of all, to impress upon students that this is for your benefit. And if you do it properly, probably and sincerely, then you may end up in a publication afterwards. But for that, the topic and the research question should be such that it should be publishable. So here comes the importance of guide that what topic they provide to them. So because the students, they are very raw in the beginning when they come. So whatever you give, probably they will take it up. Later on, they will realize that it was useless. So
one more thing is entry of the data in the Excel sheet, like making different Excel sheets, and from there also we can do the simple statistic work like taking out the mean, median, average, and so on and so forth. So even children, students should also be well versed with the how to work with on an Excel sheet.
Excel sheets.
That is also very important.
Yes, ma'am.
No, so ideally it should be that anyone, students, because I think DNB course, they are compulsorily, they have to attend a course of research methodology in their first year. I don't know whether it is still there or not, but in between it was.
For the postgraduates, I think it is mandatory. Most of the medical.
It is mandatory, but then
community medicine department is doing the research methodology classes.
No, but the guide should tell them that don't take it lightly.
Yes.
Don't take it lightly and then also, because what I have noticed that suppose in your hospital, if someone is doing this, then the other unit will say, why should I relieve my residents? So it is not that. Means the faculty also should cooperate, and they should also cooperate, participate in their thesis. Then only it will be a good thesis. Otherwise, it cannot be. So everyone has to be understanding.
Actually, guidance is very important for students and PGs.
Yes, guidance is important.
Mentoring them and being patient with them to teach them. Maybe the same question may be answered 10 times, but it's very important for children to be guided accordingly.
I tell them in the beginning that you see, if you will do a good research, sincere research, and if you publish, for you it is a great achievement. From 0 to 1 it becomes. For me, even if my name is there, it doesn't make any difference because I don't need any promotion now, and it will be only just one add up. That's all. So it's just one add up. So it is for them, but still they don't do it. And when they write thesis finally and they come for signature, I tell them that just now you have written, everything is fresh in your mind. Now, just in the form of a paper, if you write now, and then later on send it for publication once after the acceptance of the thesis. But then no one listens.
Yes.
Everyone say, yes, sir, yes, sir.
One more thing I would like to tell postgraduates or students if they are on today, Like you can start with presenting your paper in non-index journals initially, so that in non-index journals, by writing a review article or smart short snippet of an introductory about any kind of machine or instrument, is then you will get the hang of it, like as to how to write something. And then slowly, when you get something important in your cater, like about some kind of research, and then you frame it properly, and then you get used to it, and then if you post it in an index journal, then the acceptance gets better. I feel that, because that's how I started off with my publications.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So, moving on to the other panelists. Sir, Dr. Praful, sir, any comments from your side or any questions?
Thank you, sir. That was a wonderful talk. What, for my side, what I would advise the students, because this is about article writing, this webinar is about. So invest your time while making your research hypothesis. Most of the time, what I've realized, students, they come with new topics without doing proper research. In one of the ICMR's research methodology workshop, one of the professor was there, and he suggested that if you are planning a study, at least do a research on related articles, books for 30 days. Don't jump onto start writing an article or a research project without doing thorough research. That is one part. Second, introduction part, as Varun sir rightly highlighted, the introduction should be like it is leading to your research hypothesis. Most of the time, when you're reviewing article, you will find that if there is an article about Ripasudil in corneal edema, there will be a lot of discussion about what is corneal edema, what are the causes, but that is not required. What you need to discuss is what is Ripasudil, what is its role in corneal edema, and what you are aiming to do. And I always give example of Watson Crick's paper, the famous paper of helical model of DNA, where they got the Nobel Prize. If you read that article, they have just written 4-line introduction. The helical model of DNA is not clearly defined yet, and we are proposing a model for that. That was the introduction part, and that paper got Nobel Prize. So introduction part is very important, because as a reviewer, the first thing that the reviewer reads is introduction. If you can clearly convey what is the controversial issue in the literature, what you are trying to do, that will create a very good impression to the reviewer, and the chances of accept will be very high. And rest of the topic like data keeping, all these things already other panelists have highlighted. But my point is, yes, when you are planning a study, give some time, do a thorough research about the topic, and then go ahead with your research hypothesis. Thank you, Pranita.
Thank you, sir. And another place where a lot of residents struggle writing their thesis or writing their manuscript is the referencing, because you usually have 50, 60 references and they keep jumbling it up all across the manuscript. And so, sir, what's your take on, sir, online referencing methods like Zotero, Mendeley, and EndNote, use of these softwares?
No, definitely those softwares is good that you use that, but again the question comes that references, where do you write? You will write mainly in the introduction. So because in introduction, usually I always tell them most of your sentences in introduction should be referenced, because there you are giving a fact, which is already, so then from where this fact has come. So that reference, so only relevant, just now it was told that only relevant to your research question, it should evolve around that. And the second place of references are in discussion part. So whether your something you have got it, so whether it is matching with previous thing or not been done, or what is the explanation of yours. So in that references, so relevant references, it's not, because it's not good that you write 100 references, probably most journals will not accept it, but only the relevant references, the recent ones and the relevant. Yes.
I think it becomes important when you're writing probably review articles, because I remember I was writing my first review article with Dr. Praful itself. It was for Survey of Ophthalmology. It had around 150 references. And that is when I, started actually using these Zotero for, referencing, because every journal has a different pattern of representation of references. And once you switch your manuscript from one journal to the other, referencing pattern changes and you become stuck there. So I think these things become helpful, especially there. So some more questions. Dr. Santosh, you have any questions for?
No, I think discussed well.
Can we have some questions from the PGs and residents if they want to ask anything?
Yeah.
Because it is for them to clear up their doubts and all.
Well, ask the post-grad students by name. If anybody wants to add something.
Any query, anything that they want to know?
Lisa, are you there?
I just had one query. So about these open access journals, what is your take on that?
No, open access journal is, there is no problem in that, because open access but you have to be, to some extent you have to be careful, because open access journals, they charge money.
That's what I was coming to.
Yes. So those journal, and then I'm sure if you have written any article, probably every alternate day you will be getting one invitation that, oh, this journal, peer-reviewed journal, which is going to be published in just next 20 days, and
I
submit
get from
them.
psychiatry department also emails.
Yes. So these are all predatory journals where they entice you for publication but charge money heavily. So that journal has got no value. Those,
right, that's what I
but
was
otherwise open access is something different, and predatory journals are something different. So like Indian Journal of Ophthalmology is open access. It means that we are providing free of charge to everyone, open it, and don't charge it to the authors, because usually open access charge the authors for publication.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood.
So you have to be really careful, beware of predatory journals, because I'm sure everyone must be receiving invitations that just about to publish the next issue, and within 10 days it will be done. But you don't realize that once you submit something, then they will ask you money and heavy amount.
True.
So any other postgraduates?
So good afternoon. I'm Dr. Disha from SCB Medical College, Cuttack. And it was a very a nice class today. I'm very thankful to Barun sir and all the other respected panelists who really enlightened us on this topic. And as we are, as postgraduates, the writing of a thesis, it's really coming up on us right now. And the way sir explained, just like he said that it should be in simple words, he also explained everything today in very simple words. And the points that he wanted to put across, it really got through, and it was very insightful. So thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Swati? Susmita?
Good evening, sir. Sir, I have one question. Sir, in case of writing, how to avoid plagiarism even after using proper referencing or citations?
No, plagiarism is, you see, writing someone idea is not a plagiarism if you give reference to this. But then the plagiarism comes when you say pick up all sentences from there. Even probably, I don't know whether you are aware or not, even you are say one article, your own article, you have published, suppose one topic you have done and you are publishing it at two places, slightly fragmenting the article and publishing at two places. And you think, oh, references is, introduction, it is the same, similar article, my article only, so I will write the same introduction in both. That is also plagiarism, because one is already published. Even if it is your publication, still if you copy it, it will be plagiarism. So plagiarism, avoiding plagiarism, that you read everything. Definitely you have to read everything, all articles. But when you are writing it yourself, just don't open it in front of you, because then it is very difficult to not to pick up sentences from there. So just you understand the article, the basic idea behind it, and then you write it in your own word. So then you will not be, then probably it will not be plagiarism.
Thank you, sir.
So there are a lot of online softwares. You can copy paste your manuscript and actually recheck of what percentage of plagiarism your article is showing. So that, and it will also tell you which line is, actually going into plagiarism. And then you can reframe those sentences and language for the same.
Thank you, ma'am.
So a lot of residents are there, sir. Sudhi, sir.
Yes.
Dr. Swati there, Dr. Susmita.
Yeah. Dr.
Dr.
Ankita is
Alok
there.
Ranjan is there. Anybody, any queries? For Dr. Ankita is there, yes, sir.
Ankita? Yes, Anjani. Dr. Anjani. Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Hello.
Anything else?
Sir?
This is the next opportunity, yeah.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I want to ask about
Yes. We can't hear you. It's not
Your
that good.
voice is cracking.
Hello.
Can you speak again?
Sir, suppose I want to take a reference from an article, but that article is not the original article. It has taken reference from another article. So how do we give the or only the original article?
No, what do you mean by original article? Means, sorry, I couldn't get it properly.
Suppose, sir, there is an article from
Yes.
where I want to take a reference, but that article has reference from some other article. So do we give reference of both the article or citation from both the article, or only the article from which I want to take the reference?
No, means the one which you have read article, I also, means in my talk also I said, no, there should not be second hand reference, because you are reading one article and in that you got some reference somewhere, means in that list. And they simply say, oh, this reference, this will fit in with my, this thing also, so I will pick up from there. No, that is wrong. So unless you have read that article also, and then you can cite that. So ideally, if you are citing anything, it means you have read that article entirely. Because even say my one of the secretary who was looking after with me the journal part, so she now sometimes jokingly said, if I something say, "Arey, ye reference dal do," sir, aapne padha hai kya? So now she has also become trained in that, and sometimes she starts questioning me that, have you read that article before you cite it?
Okay. So the next question is, as a beginner, what type of journal we should target?
Journal you should target means wherever you think it will be accepted. So it's not that means beginner. You see, in the beginning only I said something new has to be there. If some interesting topic is there, interesting subject is there, and then any journal you can target.
And can we send, sir, like our manuscript to multiple journal at a time?
No, that is not that is not permissible. Ideally, it is not, because even in our all journals, they take one undertaking also that this article has not been either published or submitted for publication anywhere else.
So, sir, how much
after retracting from there, after withdrawing article from there, yes, you can submit, but not simultaneously. You cannot.
So, sir, how much time should we wait for that? Like, we should get a.
No, that depends on the journal and your patience, because some journals are very fast, some journals are very slow. But So but any time you can withdraw your article, that you can yourself withdraw. Suppose if it's taking too long, so you write some query to the editor that my journal is taking, so tell me what phase my article is. And if they don't reply, or if it is not to your satisfaction, you can definitely withdraw from that journal, that article, and submit somewhere else. But always modify the article based on the specifications of the new journal, because the journal's requirement may be different.
Sir, can we withdraw our article, suppose if it get published in a journal, and then we think that okay, we can send it to a better journal, can we withdraw it from the earlier one?
After publication, your right is gone.
Okay.
Because after publication, even if you have to say take a picture from that, means ideally, if you have to take a picture from that and show it somewhere, then you have to take permission from the journal editor. Because you cannot give permission, even if it is your article, cannot give permission to someone else that okay, you can use my photograph. I mean, photograph from this article.
So that means we should always go for a good journal from day one.
No, that is where you see you have to strike a balance between where is the chance of getting accepted, which journal. Because if you think that I will go in the highest those impact journal in the first go, and then probably it will take long time, because from there it will come back, then you will go to second, then again. But definitely, if you have patience, then you can try out. But you should also judge, whether my article is suitable for this type of journal or not. So that you also have to judge where the chances are maximum for my article to get published.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Santosh, now your time to summarize.
So Dr. Chandana is there, so maybe she might add something, sir.
She's driving, I think.
Oh, she's driving. Yeah.
Ma'am is traveling, I think. I have learned a lot from Dr. Chandana ma'am while working for the Bengal Ophthalmic Journal, for West Bengal Journal.
Thank you, Dr. Sudipta.
Sudipta is very active, hyperactive. She learns everywhere, yeah.
So, just one or two lines. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
You are audible.
Now I'm facing some other problem. Means the submissions. After submitting the articles, authors, they don't want to wait. That is the main problem. You have to wait at least 3 months. You wait and see the submission on the journal. Many factors actually depends how much time the journal will take to review an article. After going through the technical points, then when it is sent to the reviewers will take a long time, many times, because the reviewers are not paid. So they can take some time. But at least you have to give time for at least 3 to 4 months for the first review comments to come. This is a very big issue. Another thing is that while writing the thesis, as Dr. Naik has given a very good thought about all these points, when you're writing your thesis as an article, then many times I have seen they are sending at least 60, 70, 80 references. Like this is not the same like an article writing, and the thesis writing is different. That the students, you have to understand, the author, you have to understand that this is the problem. And what Sudipta told, that first you send it to the non-index journal, Sudipta, I beg to differ in that. I think you should start with an index journal only, because a good journal, the reviewers' comments which they will send is very important to improve your article. If they don't accept your article, they can give you some nice feedback so that you can change or modify your article and send it to some other index journal. So start with a good journal so that your reviewers' comments is very important in that. So that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Good comments.
So, Budri sir, can we have some word from President-elect Dr. Jayanto Barua? He's also there, sir.
I think
it was a very wonderful session, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, learned a lot of things from the heavy. I think this is a very good guide for the PG and residents, and they should inculcate the habit of writing what they feel like. Thank you.
Santosh.
Should I give concluding remarks or vote of thanks? Because Sabyasachi Patnaik.
You give your comments and go to thanks.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, wonderful talk once again, Barun sir. And as it is very evident that all of us learned a lot from this. That's why when I was asked to comment, I said no, nothing to comment. But I'll just compile a few sentences. Like rightly, Barun sir has said, you should have something new to say. That is the most important sentence during this presentation. And second point he told, you should write for advancement of science, not for the other three causes which he has shown in his slide. And publication is immortal. The third sentence from him was. So we'll, if we just remember these three sentences, I think you can really think of publishing things. And each and every point has been discussed, how to write a scientific article. The fourth important point he said, you should not be very poetic in writing your article, but you should be scientific. And as he said, the PCOT and the IRMD rules should always be followed, and all the inputs from the panelists, starting from Dr. Sujata, Dr. Praful, Dr. Chandana, Dr. Bose, every point was very well discussed, and today it was really impactful. Even the residents have asked nice questions, like which article we should submit. And it was very well explained by Barun sir. So I feel this is overall very nice discussion and many points to be taken. With this concluding remarks, I would like to thank each and everyone, Barun sir, for a very well discussed and elaborately pointed presentation, and all the panelists, the moderators, and the residents for participating in this session, and Ajanta Pharma to support the platform. Over to Sudhi sir for final one.
Thank you everybody for joining this program. It's a wonderful program, and I think we learned a lot. And as Dr. Pranab just said, that this will be recorded and it will circulate to the many of us, and at leisure time we can read once again. And you can pass on to our students. So a lot of discussion was really wonderful discussion. Last but not the least, thank the enter people to provide the platform for this program. So thank you everybody. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.